Welcome back to The Departure Brief, your go-to YouTube channel for epic global adventures on a tight budget. Let's try it. That's nice coffee. My goal is to show you 10 incredible things you can do in Seoul on a tight budget. Just wandering from the hostel to the first destination, I can see we are in for a treat. If you're new to the channel, my name's Matt. I'm currently on a lap around the world. I think this is day 103 since I left home. And I'm trying to see as much of the world as possible on a shoestring budget. 50 Australian dollars a day at my living expenses to cover accommodation, food, transport, drink, and all the other minor expenses that pop up. I do have a nest egg that I dip into from time to time to fund things like long haul flights or like big ticket items like trekking down Annapurna Base Camp. But for the most part, I'm on a shoestring budget. So in Seoul, I'm looking for 10 things I, and by extension you, can do on an absolute shoestring budget. Stop number one is the National History Museum. A perfect place to go right at the start of your South Korea trip to learn about the country's history and to escape the weather. Absolutely free to come in here, and you get a free audio guide when you arrive, provided that you leave your passport or ID with them. Highly recommend coming here at the start of your South Korea trip so you get a basis of understanding of the history of the place. It's amazing how many times it has and continues to rebuild itself, and each time coming back better than the last. What an incredible city. I can't wait to go to stop number 2. So a short walk from the museum and we're heading to stop number 2. Hint, it was built in the mid 15th century. It's a palace and I'm walking past its old walls. Can you guess it? Behind me is stop number 2, Deoksugung Palace, which has been a royal residence on numerous occasions throughout the years. It only costs 1,000 won to come here, so it's very budget friendly. Let's go take a look. This palace is unique among Seoul's palaces for its mix of traditional Korean, neoclassical and colonial style architecture. The blend of different architectural styles reflects cultural shifts and historical changes that has shaped Korea throughout different periods of history. It's really cool in here, definitely worth the 1,000. It's a pretty big park in the middle of Seoul, and like, it's not too busy. Like, there's people here. This is the main attraction, and like, there's no one sort of around. So definitely add it to your list. No, it's not free, but it's still damn worth it. This really is a cool part of Seoul that you must check out, and look at all these historical buildings behind me. Now, when you've had enough of walking through history and admiring this very picturesque little part of Seoul, when you leave, go back out the main gate and follow the walls around to the right, and you'll find a really quaint and lovely little street market where you can look at souvenirs and maybe buy someone a gift. Over my shoulder is Namdaemun Market, which started in 1414. Despite wars and fires and natural disasters, it has prevailed and is now a mainstay in Seoul culture. Like many markets in Asia, it is vibrant, has a vast array of goods, and has some yummy street food that I can't wait to try. Just had my first kimchi noodle for lunch. Cost me 2,000 and it was bloody delicious, right from here. Dum Seoul bun sick, remember it, add it to your favorites. So I've been wandering through the streets of this market for half an hour now, and you can find just about anything here. Restaurants, street food, small restaurants down dark alleys, all sorts of knickknacks. It's definitely worth coming here. There's something for everybody, but to make the most of the food on offer, come around brunch or lunchtime. So right here behind me is Gyeongbokgung Palace. Apologies if I've pronounced that incorrectly, it's quite hard. This palace was built in 1395. It's one of the oldest and biggest and most traditional palaces in the whole of South Korea. It's an essential stop in any South Korea itinerary. It should be known that the complex itself here is absolutely massive. You're gonna need at least an hour to walk around, get your selfies, and learn about the history of the place. There is buildings and walls and so many things that you can see. It's a really cool palace. Definitely add it to your itinerary. There are so many things to see, so many photos to take. And that I'm dual wielding, GoPro in one hand, camera in the other. I never usually do that. Now we're in Bukchon Hanok village, famous for offering a glimpse into Korea's traditional past with its narrow, well-preserved, small alleyways. It's free to come here and something you should definitely check out. If you like boutique shopping and wandering through old streets, this is definitely a spot you need to add to your list. Next stop is the Gwangjang street market for lunch. It's one of the oldest markets in Seoul, operating since 1905. Heaps of snacks, meals, street food, even little restaurants, and heaps of other like actual shops that you can go to. This market is quite busy, it's really big, and it's definitely one that you should add to your list in Seoul. One of the best things you can do when you come to Seoul is the City Wall Trail. I'm doing it right on the cusp of sunset, hoping to get some amazing views. Alright, so if you punch in Seoul City Walls Trail into Google Maps, it gives you a trailhead which is right here. But there's no signs and no trailhead. But there is the wall, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Just follow the wall until you get back to the same spot. It should take roughly 3 to 4 hours. While you don't exactly get panoramic views of Seoul on this trail, you do in one way or another. At some point on the trail, you'll be able to see this part of Seoul, and then back on the other side of those bushes, we can see that part of Seoul, and I'm betting around this bend, we'll see that part of Seoul. So, 360 panoramic views to a certain extent. So the next stop is Bukchon National Park. Now it's not often the capital cities have a national park so close to them. That's why this is one of the most visited national parks in the whole world. It's absolutely free to come here and there's a number of hikes and things to see in the national park. Today we're hiking to the 4th highest peak, Monsabong. Amazing that we're here after just a short train ride. If you're on a tight schedule for your trip to South Korea and it's a toss-up between coming here or spending another day looking at temples, markets and old quaint villages, come here. We are heading into the heart of Korean history, the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. It is the part between North and South Korea. This place is going to be steeped in history and I can't wait to show it to you. So I've just arrived at the first stop and this is the Freedom Bridge. This bridge right here is called Freedom Bridge. It's where the prisoners of war at the end of the war were transitioned from North and South Korea. Once you would come across the bridge from North Korea, you were forbidden from going back, and vice versa for both countries. This train used to connect North and South Korea. And it used to run along the Freedom Bridge. So here's a much better shot of Freedom Bridge, the bridge that connects North and South Korea. Might send someone a postcard from the DMZ. The letter will be delivered a year from today. Okay, away they go. Over there's the third biggest city in the whole of North Korea. It's really cool. Up here at the observatory deck we could see the whole DMZ. You can see both sides of the DMZ border. You can see the fake propaganda village in North Korea. You can see the third biggest city in North Korea, and you can see the two flagpoles where there's one on the South Korean side and one on the North Korean side, and they've both been building and rebuilding each flag to make theirs bigger. Right now North Korea has the biggest one at 160 meters. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I truly appreciate each and every member of my adventure tribe. By subscribing to this channel, you're helping me do what I love, and that's help you travel the world. Until next time, have a great day.